In the decade since the 9/11 terrorist attacks, the National Guard's job has changed dramatically. They're no longer considered reserve troops. The Guard is now an integral part of the American military. And as Indiana remembers 9/11, Eyewitness News reporter Jeremy Brilliant shows us the soldiers who are no longer just weekend warriors.
Global War on Terrorism coin.
A collection of challenge coins and medals.
From the deployment to Iraq.
Specialist Dwayne Rutland's family has a tradition of service.
It was my father, and my uncle. He was in the military.
But watching America being attacked was a defining moment. And a few years later, he joined the Indiana National Guard.
I felt like I had to play my part as a man in the United States and, serving my country. And I had to do something.
Joining the Guard during wartime means an almost certain deployment.
I already knew that at some point in my military career that I was going to end up going overseas.
That came in 2009 when the Guard sent 3,200 soldiers to Iraq, the largest deployment in 70 years. In the past, members of the National Guard were often referred to as weekend warriors. They would train one weekend a month, a couple of weeks a year, and at most they would help out in the aftermath of a natural disaster. But on September 11, 2001, all of that changed.
But the force we have today is probably the most ready, the most combat seasoned force we've had since World War II.
More than 19,000 members of the Indiana National Guard have been deployed overseas in the past decade, most to Iraq and Afghanistan. 65% of the Guard are combat veterans. Thousands have been greeted in countless welcome ceremonies like this one at Stout Field. For many, this is the second, even third time they've spent a year away from their families.
Hoosiers are willing to raise their hand and serve in a time of conflict for our nation. So I think it speaks well to the Hoosier young men and women, the new youngest, greatest generation, I call them.
Every time I go out and I'm in uniform, someone shakes my hand. Thank you for your service.
Service that Dwayne hopes will become full-time.
Yes, most definitely worth it. It's why you wear the uniform and do what you do, to see the smiles on their face and hear the two words, thank you.
He plans on turning his part-time job in the Guard into a career and dedicating himself to his country. Jeremy Brilliant, Channel 13 Eyewitness News.
The Indiana National Guard's role in America's two wars has come at a dear price. 19 Hoosier Guard members have died since the beginning of those conflicts. 175 airmen and soldiers have been wounded.